Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shika. I'm a travel lifestyle content creator, wellness guru, and entrepreneur and mentor. And today I'm going to be talking about shifting your mindset. I am starting off a really exciting, super exciting little journey here. I will be creating a video every single day for the next at least 30 days here on YouTube so you guys can increase your wellness, learn a little bit more about how you can shine your light, work with the light that you have in your life, grow as a person, understand a little bit more about wellness, about growing as a person in general, and just, learning also about entrepreneurialism, because basically the past few months I've gone through an extremely big shift. If you guys haven't checked out my How Reiki Has Changed My Life, go check it out. And it's just a really great kind of thought. Even if you haven't even done Reiki before, you've never heard of it before, you've never tried it, it's still such an amazing perspective. So I've made my cute little corner official with my plants here to make it all nice and zen for you guys. And we have a little space together that we're gonna just be really open. So I'm gonna go over a lot. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, I did ask you a lot of stuff like, what do you guys want to hear? Wellness and meditation, all of that stuff. Really just tools to gear you guys up, especially with the season being super busy. I want to be able to give you guys all that support. So I'm going to go over 4 quick tips on how to, really shift your mindset. And also, I am also going to give you guys a tip and a very big surprise at the end of the video. So stay tuned. So I got inspired by creating this video because, as I told you guys, I'm shifting a lot. There's a lot of great projects happening in the new year, and I'm really making a lot of different platforms or spaces where you guys can get to connect with me. We can grow and support one another and just really just releasing a lot of things, releasing a lot of stuff, which goes back to shifting your mindset. So the first step that I gave you is thought. So thought is so powerful, it's so important, and I really talk about this a little bit more later on in the other videos coming up, but thought is just, it can control us, right? Thinking about going to the gym and being like, maybe I shouldn't go, and then your likelihood of actually going to the gym makes a big difference, right? Because you feel unmotivated to go. So shifting thought is important. Your thoughts can control your motivation, they control negative thoughts about people, judgment, and it can also just control you being able to manifest. It could actually be a block. So making sure that your thoughts are clean. What I like to do is I actually mindfully, not only through meditation in the mornings when I meditate here in my little meditation space, but I also take time to just breathe. So if I'm at work or if I'm just out walking about, or even when I'm not even stressed, it's a mindful thing. You have to continuously breathe, take a second, and take a moment for yourself. And that alone, that thought, that consciousness, that mindfulness of taking it in, knowing that you're here and that maybe there's a negative thought, and stopping that thought before it affects you more is gonna do so much. So I'm very mindful with my thoughts. I always ask myself, why am I thinking that way? And then removing that out of my mind, because I know it's gonna affect my energy, it's gonna affect the way people react with me, and it's also gonna affect my production as well. So this is so important. Number 2 is environment. So environment's really big. As you guys know, in my little space, I actually have you guys on my desk right now. This is my meditation space. So where my chair is right now set up, I usually have my little yoga little cushion, or my floor, what's it called? My floor cushion on the ground, and I sit down and I meditate in the morning. I also do a lot of different things, and one thing that I will be talking to you guys about, which I'll tell you later, and I'll do a video on it, but I also do this here. I really just allow myself to check in when I wake up, drink my water, go downstairs, play with the dog, and just really just take some time for me. And your environment can be affected by many things, such as people. I'm actually going to talk a little bit about energy vampires, which basically means people, that's the term, but people who negatively feast off of your energy or can be placed into the room. I don't know if you've ever had this before, when you go to an event and you just feel negative and groggy and everything, and you're like, oh my gosh, that person just there's something about them. That could possibly be their energy. So that affects your environment. It could also be the setup so your feng shui of your environment. I always like to switch up the way my space is, even in my office, or switch up things in my bedroom, just to give me a fresh mindset. Here, what you guys see here is my diffuser. I love putting scent. The human body actually reacts to scent. So little things like putting a very relaxing scent makes a big difference in your environment. And also just making sure that you have a space, whether it's at home or at work, that is designated for you. So you can just kind of reset, relax. I always say at home, so like a little corner, a little pod like here. Environment just makes a very big difference in shifting your mindset. If you can't change and feel comfortable in your environment or change it up every once in a while, it will stagger at least a lot of your things, such as your thoughts, your motivation, a lot of things. So it's just like a fresh kind of burst of life. Third thing is get ready to change. Change is so huge. A great example of this is myself, and I'll go over it in the end of the video, but I've gone through a huge spiritual change, you can say, but I just think personal change. I've grown as a person. I've really built myself as who I am today because of this beautiful change. I've kind of like, judgment is not really something that exists to me as much anymore, and that's because of my perspective on social media. So yeah, I just think being able to change in your life or anything is so important for you to see growth.
If you can't change, well, honey, you aren't gonna grow.
So you need to change in the sense of not saying change everything, but kind of take a sense and kind of do like spring cleaning. Every so often, I like to look at my life and say, okay,
what can I change in my life?
In my environment, in my thoughts, in the way that I act, in a way to take care of my body as a temple inside and out. How can I change? And in doing so, it just makes such a big difference if I just check in. And it could be just helping and adjusting something, tweaking something, but the change itself, just doing that one little thing can do a difference. So for example, with me, one thing that I changed is when I eat, I close my laptop. Oops, sorry, plant. I close my laptop. So what that means is like I will be eating, and when I'm mindfully watching a video, I love YouTube and it's fun to watch, and you know, you get binging and everything. But when you're doing it, it's like, okay, well, now I'm not mindfully eating because I'm concentrating on something else. Like my whole body isn't with my food. So that's one thing I've done, and I've actually been more satisfied with my meals now. So just that one little thing has allowed me to be more present. And in doing that habit, it also allows me to be more present when I'm talking to someone and not looking at my phone. Those small habits start to lead into other things, right? And that could be bad habits that you have right now that you do want to change. Makes a huge difference. So that is so important, y'all. So important. Last thing is love yourself. I can't stress this enough. When you are trying to shift, sometimes it's so hard and so easy to look down at all the bad things you're doing, you know, from like that job to the goals that you want to sustain and maybe you didn't meet those goals, to maybe just not being happy in a relationship that you just broke out of, or shifting into a new city, whatever it may be. It can be as simple as just like, I don't know, ending up having different people that you communicate with, or just, you know, a new home or whatever it is, little things too, or what you eat. Those are little things that do add up. So just loving yourself, because I think when you're starting with change, you need to accept who you are as a person. And that was something that took me a very, very long time. And I think it's something that is worth just kind of taking into consideration, is like, okay, like, what do I need to do as a person? How can I be a better person? And, you know, how can I not be affected by that to the sense where, you know, it's going to make me look down on myself. And again, telling these things is the best way to kind of do that is affirmations. I always see affirmations all the time. I love myself. I am beautiful. I'm smart. And I just think that's just so important to kind of like love who you are, because if you're able to love who you are, the ability to look at change is so much easier for you. And it's also seeing that, hey, like, being grateful for who you are as a person allows you to accept new opportunities, new things, new changes, new environments, new thoughts, but you need to love the person you are. And that includes things such as regrets. Look at them as lessons, anything. It's very important. So these are the 4 tips that I wanted to write down and share with you guys on how to shift your whole mindset and where you are in your mind, and they're just really important to think of. I might do another video, so if you guys want and love this one, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what your thoughts and maybe some things that you're going through as far as like changes and shifts in your life. And I have a big announcement. So I am launching officially, and I'm so excited for the Work Your Light podcast. It's going to be starting on January 6th, and I'm so happy, like I'm so excited. So if you're interested in that, I am actually going to leave a link down below. You guys will get access to a lot of the podcast episodes in the new season. Also any episodes here with YouTube, just a recap, anything that's going to help you on your journey. And the reason why I wanted to choose Work Your Light is because I do believe whether you've gone through a dark area or a good part of your life, that you can still work the positive things in anyone. So anything from, we're going to talk about shadow work, we're going to talk about assault, we're going to talk about, issues as far as like loving yourself, eating disorder, like having those kind of hard discussions, but being able to be in a safe space where we can ask questions. So I really want you guys, whatever you're struggling with, you're going to be able to have this amazing podcast in here to get all this information and all those tools that are going to help you. I'm going to kind of talk about it a little bit more here and on my podcast later on. I have a few videos lined up, so make sure you subscribe and put the notification bells. But I do talk a little bit about my traumatic experience on social media, on my Instagram at Shika_Chica, and I haven't been really open with you guys, and it's because I've been working so much on healing myself before I open. I truly am a light worker at heart. Another great announcement, I just got my Reiki certification. I'll actually be sharing that with you guys as well, how that went. So these are all just kind of nuggets of what we're going to be doing, how we're going to be helping. And I also am so excited because on the 6th, I am actually launching the Work Your Light community. So it's going to be so good. You guys are going to get all that information again if you register down below on the link. I will leave it down for you. And then if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And I'm so happy I was able to do this video. It feels so good to be here. I'm going to see you guys in the next one, I guess the next day, tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.